What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about my Greenville car collection right now at the moment. Now, I know a lot of you guys suggested this in my latest few videos, and I think a couple months before then, or maybe even before that, and yeah, we're about to get straight into it, but before I get started though, do be sure to like, subscribe, hit notification bell as well, if you want to see more content like this in the future or later in the channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to the video. Now, this first car is the Velfire Prairie. Now, I actually bought this car in the recent update that came out, I think, about a month ago, and it was actually released in June, and then I had a second update later in July. Now, this car is, I think, really good off-roading, and I think it's also very fun to drive. Now, this car is actually a bit pricey for its type, and it's actually around $70,000. Now, car is also a very good daily driver, and I think a lot of people would like this. Now, I actually suggested this car to a lot of my friends, and actually they liked it a lot. So yeah, this is a very nice car, and definitely one very good for the game. Now, the second car on our list is actually another new car that was recently added in one of the recent updates. And this is the 2023 or 2022, I don't know, remember. But this is the 2022, I think, Range Rover. And this car is actually a very nice car, in my opinion. I think it's also very detailed. Now, this car's actually handling is a bit in my opinion, but this car actually really does have a lot of good acceleration. It does also drive a bit better in certain ways, but overall handling's not the best. But this car does actually look very nice and does really look like a very nice luxury car, though it is actually pretty expensive and comes in around, I think, almost 200K, I think, for the top trim. And yeah, this car is definitely a very nice car. I also suggested this to a lot of people, and I think you should also buy it too if you do have the money and are looking for a good and not so high luxury car in the game. But yeah, might be even better than a Rolls Royce, to be honest. Now, just like the other two cars, this car was also recently added in the recent update. Now, this car comes in around, I think, 140K or somewhere around there. And this is the BMW M3 Touring that was recently added in, I think, 2 updates ago in Greenville. Now, this is a very underrated car, in my opinion, and it can easily gap a Lamborghini Huracan. And it also has a really cool feature, which I'll show in a sec, something to do with the hazards in the back. And yeah, this is a very nice car. It's definitely worth it if you're looking to buy into it. And yeah, this cool feature is actually the automatic hazards turning on if you brake, I think, around 50 miles per hour. Now, I think some other BMW cars and a few Audis also do the same feature. So yeah, it's a very cool thing Greenville added to this car. Now, this next car is actually a Volkswagen that was recently added in the last few updates, and this car I actually don't know the name of, sadly, but this is a very nice electric car I think a lot of people like. Now, this trim I think is around $52,000, and it does also really handle very well. It also just looks very nice, and this car was also, I think, refreshed a little bit earlier, I don't really know, but yes, this is a very nice car. I think a lot of people would enjoy this. Now, this car also does have the new high beams that are recently added to many cars in Greenville, and are still being added to many cars in-game. I would definitely suggest this to anyone who does not own this car and does own a Model Y instead. But yeah, this is a very cool car. It also is legal on many roleplay servers, including OGRP and BGVRP as well. Now, this next car we're going to talk about is a 2022 Hummer EV. Now, I really like this car as it does have many cool features that I will show in a sec. I think it's a very nice looking car as well. And I think it also has very good details to the hazards and like overall turn signals and overall lighting of the car in game. And yeah, it's a very nice thing. I think it drives very well as well. And yeah, definitely a cool car to own. Now, a cool feature that I think a lot of YouTubers did talk about this car is actually it can go underwater. Now, yes, many cars in Greenville just start floating up, but this car is actually very heavy for the game, and it can just slowly go underwater, like a really submarine or just some underwater crawler. And yeah, it's a very nice looking, really nice, cool feature. Yeah, definitely really interesting and very unique about the car, and pretty iconic as well. And yeah, you can actually check out a few videos about people talking about this, and it's overall just a really interesting thing about this car in game. Now, as you guys can probably tell, I'll probably just go through all my favorites in my garage, as this will take a little while if I go through every single car and every single detail about them. So I'll just go through all my favorites in my garage, and we'll have to go through every single car, and it just won't take up as much time in this video. Now, this next car is actually the Porsche 911 2022, and this car actually does look very good indeed, but I kind of did expect its specs to be a bit better than I thought, as this car was recently added in the latest 2 updates, and it actually does look very nice indeed. But then again, like I just said, its specs could be better in my opinion, but there is another trim called the Turbo S, which I also do have, but I sadly won't go through later in this video. But yeah, this is a very nice car. Definitely should buy it if you don't own it, if you have the money to, as it does look very nice, and I chose this car. I think it really stands out. Don't judge it, I just think it looks really nice. But yeah, this is a very cool car, and I think you should definitely buy it if you do not own this car. Now, this next car is actually the Lamborghini Heroes. Now, I really like this car indeed, as it does kind of suit as luxury and sport, and I think its lighting is also very good, as we could be seeing high beams very soon. I think the rims also suit it as well, especially with this trim. I also really like the Italian flag on the side of the car. I think the taillights also look really good with the blinkers as well. And yeah, definitely a very nice looking car, and definitely should buy it if you do have the money to, as it does look very neat indeed. Now, this next car I'm going to go through is actually the 2019 Lamborghini SVJ. Now, I really like the color on this car that I chose, especially with the rims, as it does look really nice with the black. And I think this car just definitely looks good whoever drives it. Now, this car does come out pretty expensive at around $875,000, and yeah, but definitely a really nice car if you're pretty rich in Greenville and just have money to burn. But yeah, definitely a nice car that you should definitely look into buying if you do have the chance to. Yeah, definitely a really cool car indeed. Well, that is it for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Now, I know I didn't go through every single car in my garage. That's really all I could fit in this video. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Comment below if you liked any of the cars in this video. Well, there's nothing much else to say right now. I mean, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.